Guys, this is Arabia from Arabia Ask You, and this is another episode. Guys, we are in what? Season 2? I'm pumped. I know you are. All right. So this week, we are interviewing Kroussaw. This is one of his hats. Guys, I'm so excited. We talked about his brand. We talked about Nipsey Hustle, and you know we had to put in that Kodak in that conversation. Just keep it locked, stay tuned, and check this video. Guys, I have with me Kroussaw. Oh my God, this is so exciting. I remember when I first met you at the, I was at an event and you was vending your, well actually you wasn't even vending your stuff, you was just actually selling something. And I said, hey, I would love for you to come on my show. So it's really great to have you.
It's glad to be here.
So can you tell us a little bit about your business and how did you even come up with the name?
So, a little bit about us. So basically we're a brand that was started kind of organically. It all started with me. I was a real estate agent. And I was looking for a way to market myself and brand myself. So I was thinking of a way that I could do it, but it wouldn't scream real estate. It wouldn't scream like just, like selling salesman, like sleazy. So I wanted something that was tangible to give to people. And honestly, so I got a friend of mine to draw something that kind of embodied who I was, but through like different symbolism. So she drew a logo, starting with the bear. Basically because people say I'm cute and cuddly like a teddy bear. But also one thing I like about the bear is that when you mess with a bear, like it get grizzly, you know what I mean? It's cute and cuddly, but don't mess with it. In addition to that, the crown that he has on his head is just symbolizing royalty, kings and queens, which we all are. He has a bow tie on because he means business. And he's holding a house key because the house is the foundation of who you are. Like it's one of the most important things to you. One of your biggest purchases, everything that happens within your home is of importance. So when I put that all together, and essentially, like I said, I was wanting to give it out, but people's reception to it was just so crazy that like my friends, people that I didn't know, like, well, what's that? I need one. I'm like, no, it's not for sale. And it organically kind of grew to where people put it in my head, like, maybe you should try selling this.
Right.
And then it just kind of took off from there, and I started making, hats, which is what it started off as. And then people start requesting so many other things that I was like, okay, maybe I need to make t-shirts. And then from t-shirts, with the polos, shorts.
So a whole collection.
Yeah, hoodies. And I tried to make something that, people could relate to. And the name Kroussaw came from just thinking about like how to not only just brand myself, but something that people can relate to, but has a meaning behind it. So one thing that always meant something to me was not just seeing things or talking about things, but actually putting action behind those words and doing it. So Kroussaw means don't just see the difference, be the difference, so that others too can see the difference and realize too that they can be different. So I'm really big in not only like giving back to the community, we do community service each and every month. We're very involved in everything that we do, and I don't like to think of Kroussaw as like a clothing line, more so as a lifestyle. So the clothes just go with the lifestyle. So I mean, like I said, it's just something that happened organically and it grew over time. So
okay, so who would you say is your overall audience? Like, would you feel like you tailor more to women or to men or to both?
I tell it to everybody: women, kids, men. Like I don't like to think of myself. I never try to box myself into anything. I don't want to just be. I make clothes for women. I make clothes for men. Like Krussaw's for everybody. Okay. Anybody can wear it. Anybody can promote it. I mean, it's something that I try to make clothes again that people can wear in their everyday lives. Whether it be something you can dress up or dress down. I mean, as you can see, I got my Kroussaw baseball jersey on here, exclusive. So I just try to, make stuff that people want to wear, something that's comfortable. I like to think of it like chic urban wear. You can again dress it up or dress it down, and I just try to tailor to all audiences, all age demographics.
Yeah, I remember when I had first saw you had crew necks, and I think someone had purchased a hat, which made me say, because typically, people come on my show and I interview them, but I actually said, before I even interviewed you, I made sure that I purchased from you because I was like, I like that hat? Like, I like the army fatigue and things like that. So when I saw it, I said, oh yeah, this is cute. And actually, I have I feel like I'm steady promoting it because I'm always wearing that hat, like all my pictures, whatever.
The fact that you wear the hat, and you like it, because one of the biggest things that helped me realize that this was something I wanted to pursue was the fact that people not only wore it to support me, people make purchases I want to support your Black business, and which is another thing I don't try to box myself in as being a Black business. I think I'm a business who just happens to have a Black owner. But the fact that people wore it, and I'm like, wow, they're really wearing my stuff, wearing it consistently, not just for the advertising picture that I put on my Instagram, but they wear it on a regular basis, and I was like, damn, this is it's mind blowing. It's kind of I compare it to as an artist, if you did music, the first time you hear your song on the radio, when I see people in the streets or on Instagram and a story that they didn't tag me in because they just wear it as a part of their everyday wear, that was just so inspirational.
So who would you feel that, let's say celebrity wise, if you could sponsor someone to actually be a walking ad for your business, who would it be?
Oh man, I think anybody that knows me know I'm gonna say Diddy all day.
Really?
Yeah, that's somebody that I look up to. I try to emulate as much as possible. His business ethics is more just how he runs a business and how his grind and his work ethic is. For somebody to be so high up in his career, and I mean financially, business wise, and the way he grinds as if he has nothing. That's something that motivates me every day. So I mean, anybody that can sponsor or showcase my brand, it will be him all day.
I know you heard about Nipsey Hussle's funeral and everything like that, him passing away. So my question for you is, how did you feel about Kodak Black saying what he was saying to Lauren London, basically saying he's gonna give her a year or whatever? How did you feel about that?
I feel he was wrong. I feel he was just out of pocket. I don't think that nobody should be coming at anyone's fiance, widow, or whatever the case may be, especially so close to when they just died. I just feel it was his comments were inappropriate. I do also feel that the way that people were coming at him, I mean, this may be controversial, but I feel they could have did it a different way. I know we live in an age of social media, but T.I. could have called him, I feel and had a conversation with him. As an old head, I feel we live in a society where everyone wants to make everything public. But if it's genuine, for clout. And I just feel if it's genuine love, or if somebody does something wrong, as an old head to a younger person, you're supposed to, pull them to the side and let them know, the same thing he said on Instagram, that could have been a conversation. Y'all all celebrities. I'm sure you could have gotten in touch with somebody who could have gotten in touch with him. It's just even Gilly the Kid, he from Philly, I'm from Philly, but I just felt some things it doesn't need to be, put on social media. At the end of the day, as grown people, and I tell people this all the time, you can't yell or check another grown person, especially on social media, because now they get in defense. They get defensive, and now you're well, you're not about to just tell me what to do. So,
right.
So now it's a clash and a confrontation, opposed to it being a conversation where, as men, especially, y'all could have came together and said, "Listen, what you did was wrong. I didn't hit," and then you could have came to a compromise where it's okay, if you want to apologize, on social media for what he said on social media, then he's able to do that based off of getting tutelage from somebody that was a little bit older than him, wiser, that's been in the game longer. But to comment somebody on Instagram, that's kind of crazy to me. Y'all already know what it is, man. The one and only I am Kroussaw here, and you already know what it is. I'm rocking with Arabia Asked You. She asked me, and I answered.
So I was having a whole discussion with someone, and they was just Stevie J had did that with Faith because he used to be with Bad Boy and be with, Biggie. Do you feel as though that's wrong, even though Biggie died 20 years ago? I
mean, I feel at the end of the day, I don't expect anybody to be single and lonely forever. But I just think that did Stevie J publicly say, oh, I'm gonna give Faith a year after Biggie died to get with her? That's, to me, is different. The context is different. So,
but would it still be an issue?
An issue that he married her 20 years later? No.
Yes.
I mean, to me, I don't personally think it would be an issue. I mean, the fact that they have always had a friendship, I could see how he could easily, we've been in each other's lives before when he was alive, after he died. So, you have that bond and that relationship with that person. But again, Kodak Black and Lauren London have no relationship. You just think that she's an attractive
female. How did you feel about them saying that he was Jesus? What about him dying at 33? What did you think about that?
I thought that was inappropriate too. Honestly, I feel anybody that's religious or believes in Jesus, if you're a Christian, to think that he was a great man, and I seen a lot of people, on Twitter and Instagram going back and forth. Was he a great man? Yes, all day. Did he do a lot of great things for his community and his people, uplifting them? Definitely. You can say he was God-like, he was Jesus-like. I mean, we all try to live our life if you are a Christian, like, you know, as Jesus would. But to call another human being Jesus, that's just like
out of pocket.
Yeah, it was like that was crazy. So I was just like, yeah, you pushing.
I mean, I get it. I see, you know, the point that people are making, but at the end of the day, Jesus is Jesus and Nipsey is Nipsey. Like, exactly. Period. Yeah. And of course, we have Jesus within. Well, you know, I don't know if he believes, but you know, we have Jesus within ourselves, and Jesus is in everything. Yeah. But I'm not gonna say he's like Jesus reincarnated right now. No.
But I truly hope that, like, again, and I said this before, living in this trendy society that we live in, that we don't just take Nipsey for granted and it's the hottest topic right now, and then in 2-3 weeks from now, we forget all about it. Like, we continue to move on. I think that his death should be a lesson learned to a lot of us. Like, and for me, it was like personal because a lot of the things that he did, of course, he was on a higher level than me. But I'm really big on that, like uplifting my community, giving back, which is why I do it every month. Like, not through a nonprofit, through like my actual business, like I give back to the community. I always try to uplift the people around me, like teaching them things that I may learn, and like trying to change the lives of not only them, but knowing that if I help change the life of one person, that then enables them to be able to change the lives of all the people around them, being their family, and that just changes communities. So knowing that he was in his community giving back, and the same people that he tried to help, I feel like they're the main ones that try to tear you down. And it's just something that I struggle with every day. And I'm like, you know, being a business, being an entrepreneur, like the hate that you may get or the reception that you get, the people that you think would embrace you, in turn is the exact opposite. Right. They look at you with jealousy and envy. But you work hard to get to where you are. I work hard every day, like constantly busy. I miss out on a lot of things, constantly sacrificing. And for you to try to take something from me or take something from like somebody that's giving back and would gladly, you know, enlighten you in any way that you would like to find out of as to how I am or where I am and how I do what I do. It's a simple, you know, question and conversation. But instead you want to take from me my hard-earned work, my hard-earned money, because I have more than what you have.
But I noticed that when you're in being an entrepreneur, it's a lot of work on the person and your team, but as well as, you know, family and friends, because they can see you making money, they can see you, you know, whatever you're doing on Instagram and social media, but to them it's like, okay, well, you can put that aside and you can you can show up to this and you can do that, but it's like, I have to grind right now and I need you to be able to support me. And then people who don't understand it becomes jealousy and rage, and the next thing you know, somebody, you know, I mean, God forbid that you haven't, but you know, like just how somebody shot him in situations like that, because people don't really understand, you know, your grind.
Exactly. They don't. So, I mean, we all dealt the same deck of cards. I feel like we all get the same 24. What you do in that 24 is up to you. But I'm never going to look down on somebody or downplay what they do just to make, like, you know, them your light to make my light shine brighter. That's just not necessary. Right. I feel like be secure in who you are. Go at whatever you're trying to go at and do the best that you can with what you have. But don't then try to demolish or diminish what somebody else is doing or try to take from them. No, do it, emulate what they're doing. Like I said, Diddy is like somebody that I look at like, yo, he grinds. $700, $800 million his man is worth, and grinds, almost a billionaire, black billionaire. Stay true to who he is, opening schools in his community. And that's something that, like, looking up to like goals, to me, that's a goal. Like, I'm not saying he's a perfect person, he lives his life perfect, but the fact that this man is doing what he's doing and he grinds the way he grinds, like, who emulates that?
Well, we're going to toast to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Can you please tell us how we can find you on social media?
Oh, most definitely. So you can find me at Kroussaw Apparel. Anybody that needs to spell them is KROUSSAWAPPAREL. Kroussaw Apparel, that's where you can find the links to everything we have going on. Fashion show May 18th. This is my first fashion show. Innovation is going down. You definitely want to be in the building, whether you're an influencer, a regular person, somebody that's into fashion, that's into something that's more than fashion, because this show is bringing you, I promise you, something that you probably haven't seen ever at a fashion show, in addition to something you probably never will see again. So Innovation May 18th, get your tickets. The link is in my bio. Kroussaw Apparel, we taking over.
Alright, well guys, this is another episode of Arabia Ask You. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of that. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. And always comment. See you guys for the next week of Arabia Ask You.